All right, all right, all right. Here we are. Mesa Thoughts number 1. Bringing it back since 2018. And here we are at MSP Waves to do this shiznit. All right. So I'm Pig, or EldritchsPIG for the friends. And here we are having some wine. And with me is the other host. I don't like calling co-hosts. You know what I mean? Because it feels like a little bit inferior.
Yeah, it's kind of like talking down, but yeah, it's Trey50Daniel. So
Trey50Daniel, what's up? All right,
what's going on, man?
So yeah, we're starting this this shiznit, Mesa Thoughts, and for the most part, you've been one of the most like regular viewers, if not the most regular viewer of my stream, and I figured, you're a cool dude and shit. Why not fucking invite you for something like this? You also had the podcast and all that kind of stuff, so I figured it could be a good idea.
Yeah, maybe we can actually get some good conversations going and stuff.
I mean, I'm just gonna let you know already. Good conversations with me is not very much a possibility, but I mean, I appreciate the sentiment. So how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Like, other than my kid being sick, that's the only thing that sucks right now.
Oh, that sucks. Having a kid. I mean, having a kid that's sick.
Well, both, depending on what kind of person you are.
Yeah, if you're fucking Biden now, right? I mean, probably like it. Okay, so you know what I watched today? I watched that Borat, not the movie, but did you watch the Borat movie?
I don't think I've seen Borat. No, I haven't seen Borat.
No? So he basically has a movie that was like an exclusive for Amazon, and it's pretty fucking funny and shit. And he spends like during COVID and stuff, he spends like about fucking like several days with two very American brothers. Know what I'm saying? And they're very like, off conspiracy theories and shit. And post movie release, he also did like a little mini series where he basically just goes along with these dudes and the shit that they're saying and whatnot. And essentially, it just comes down to like this, they essentially talk to other people that are involved in this kind of shit, like the vaccines and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And it's fucking hilarious. It's like the last episode is Hillary Clinton talking to them. And one of the dudes is like,
I think I saw like articles about this show.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw the articles and stuff. Dude, that was so funny. Just because they were interacting, like the way he was interacting is the funniest part. The Borat character is kind of like it kind of gets old after a while, but the way some of the interactions that he gets are the funniest stuff. Like the reactions he can get out of people.
For sure. Because like at some point, dude is literally like fucking doing exercises with the strap on, and he's just like wearing a fucking tank top and the strap on, and that's about it. And he says if it was for his country and stuff, he'd probably be like naked, but because of it's American, he's in those people's houses, he's doing it with a strap on. Oh man, but it's so fucking it's so like nutty. The shit that guy does is fucking crazy. Takes balls to do that kind of shit.
Yeah, dude. Like the fact that he pulls all these pranks on people, like the fact that that nobody does anything to him. Because honestly, I'm surprised if people don't pull something on him.
Is that what was it? America something that he did as well, like a series. Shit, I forgot. It was something America. Sacha Baron Cohen. America. Who is America? That was it. Who is America? And it was also, I forgot where this shit was. Might have been Amazon as well. I don't know. Showtime? Yeah, sure, it was Showtime. And this on this one, he was just going around America talking to like fucking political cucks. I call them political cucks. Because I don't like politicians. You know? Yeah.
I mean, who really does, if they're being honest, like who actually likes them? Because it's hard to like people who basically are lizard people.
True. Dude.
Did you see
there was a fucking shit. That's a whole. Go on.
There was literally the UN. You know, like the UN does a whole. They have these whole panels and they do a lot of messaging for the UN. They literally had a thing where it showed like a dinosaur coming up there, like it's speaking in front of the podium at the UN, and like someone was commenting as like they're just admitting that they're lizard people or whatever.
So there's this cartoon. I watch a lot of cartoons because I'm fucking 12 years old. I'm a boomer who's 12 years old inside of a 30-year-old body. But there's this cartoon. Is it In Your Face? Wait, no, it's Inside Job. It's Inside Job. And it's funny as fuck because at some point they have an episode where they have like reptoids and stuff. And reptoids are basically reptilians.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can do this shit with this tool that we have here. Share a website as an embedded frame. Boom. No, that was not it. Boom.
Secretly a reptoid. Anderson Cooper?
There we go.
Taylor Swift?
So the song
you hear that?
was about how I shed my skin every 1,000 years. And the song
Oh
Bad
my
Blood
God.
is about how I drink blood out of my Grammys.
Toast to blood. Save some blood for Paul Rudd.
So that's why Paul Rudd never ages.
That's hilarious. That is pretty great.
It fucking is.
Definitely Taylor Swift is obviously a reptilian for sure.
And they have fucking Zuckerberg as well, dude.
No, Zuckerberg is Zuckerborg. He's just a robot. Like literally, I'm convinced at this point Zuckerberg is an android, actual android. He's the first sentient robot.
I honestly see that when I watched the whole fucking conference or whatever the fuck that was. He literally seemed like a fucking robot, but it could just be a reptoid who hasn't learned how to behave like a person yet. You know what I mean? Or it could be both.
I think he's just a robot that hasn't figured out how human interaction actually works, and that's why he's using Facebook. He's using Facebook to data mine how he can become human, how he can actually pretend to be human.
The fucking
he's like about how do humans talk to each other? So I'm gonna use Facebook and look at everybody's Facebook post, and we're gonna archive that and put that into like an AI algorithm to figure out how I can actually pretend to be human.
So there was a video. I think where did I see this shit? I think it was Gundam or something, mayhaps. But he was essentially like fucking showcasing the possibilities of wearing a fucking VR headset and being like, oh, look at the cool things you can do, and he fucking brings up his tits. He gives himself like fucking tits, you know? It's like, okay, dude. Fuck, where is this shit? I don't know where this is anymore. Oh well.
I thought it was funny though in that conference where he's showing off the meta stuff or whatever, like where he's trying to show like showcase what the AR VR kind of thing could be. And all of a sudden, the other guy that he joins his room or whatever is is the robot character, and he's like, "Oh, I was supposed to be that." I guess he was trying to play on the joke that people call him a robot, but like, it's just so forced. He made it so it was so cringy how he's like, "Oh, that was supposed to be me." Like it's like how you don't even know how to laugh properly.
Yeah, that dude is literally the fucking he's like the embodiment of cringe, actually. Wait, so okay, where the fuck is it? Shit, I can't find this, and YouTube is fucking playing tricks on me. So like, it's opening some thumbnails and shit, and then like the fucking 7+ thumbnails, they're not showing anywhere. Anyways, yeah. So fucking Meta. Do you even use Instagram at all? I use Instagram because there's like some fucking hot chicks on there. And I use it to like get kind of like, oh wow, man. It's like, you know, and then eventually I get horny and I go fucking rub one off. That's why I use Instagram essentially.
See, I don't use Instagram at all because like there's no like there's no point for me. Like there's but there's like I don't even use the only actual social media that I like to use is Twitter. Really, Twitter is it's both the chaos and the, you know, it's chaos and good at the same time sometimes. Like Twitter is just so weird, but it's such an interesting place, even if it's kind of terrible most of the time.
Yeah,
but the rest of the social media,
Twitter has a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can see if I wanted to, you know, see some cool pictures, or if I want to see cool stuff on Twitter, it's there. There's news on Twitter. There's all kinds of different stuff on Twitter that I can see. News.
Well, I'm sure there's too as well. Yeah, they are. All right, sure. I know about that shit.
You know, the OnlyFans, OnlyFans girls got to get those dollars.
Oh, dude, did you see when the fucking scandal on OnlyFans happened? Essentially, like a whole fucking shit show of OnlyFans girls started popping into basically the thread or the fucking wall or whatever you call that shit for Twitter, and they were like, now I'm on whatever the fuck other webpage there is, come subscribe to me. And I was like, dude, okay, cool, I guess, whatever. But
yeah, like so that whole thing was bad for like that was just bad because like they weren't even thinking about the fact that like you've catered to this audience, and then now all of a sudden you changed up what was going on. Like you literally did a 180 or, you know, a flip on them. You know, like, hey, this is, you know, you can't do this anymore. Like, what?
But this is what I posted on chat is basically the loading page for Instagram now. So it used to say from Facebook, now it says from Meta, which is fun. I honestly thought that shit was hilarious. They're already pushing that.
Oh, and apparently another company is suing them because there's already a company named Meta, and they're suing Meta. Yeah, I forget where that.
Will they win though? I mean, they have a lot of fucking power, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, like Facebook has a lot of money, so I don't know if.
Well, hello there, Jose or Jose. I don't know. I don't know your nationality, or if you're Spanish, Mexican, from Uruguay, from Argentina. If you're Portuguese, it's probably Jose. So how you doing, bud? Welcome to the Mesa Thoughts.
Yeah, there's the article they're talking about.
There it is.
Yeah, Meta company, which is it seems to be a small company, so I don't know why they would try to sue such a big company like Facebook, but I mean,
yeah,
you know, it's.
Hey, I mean, fuck, maybe Zuck will just be like, hey, here's like fucking a few $1,000 that I had, like, you know, laying around or some shit, and go home, fucking change your name of your company, and we're keeping Meta now because we're Facebook and we fucking rule half of the world or whatever. But it's funny because, like, are they trying to are they sort of trying to appeal to the kids and this whole like crypto community? Because Facebook for the most part became like the
no, I don't think
platform, right?
I don't think they're trying to appeal to, like, maybe the VR thing might attract some people, but if they actually wanted to like get in on like crypto kind of thing or whatever, they literally started a crypto project that they've abandoned. I don't know if you remember this, but there was a whole thing that they were going to unleash their own, like release their own token called Libra.
Really?
Which, yeah, it was called Libra. Like, hold on, let me see if I can find.
I never heard of that shit, man. So that's
yeah, dude. They were gonna actually have their own crypto, and they had plans for like NFTs and all that stuff. I don't know why they pulled it. So
why wouldn't they have fucking projects for NFTs? Do you like NFTs?
I don't really care for the NFT stuff. I get why it's there though. It's one of those things. It's like, it's not for me.
Earlier, I was watching a stream before starting the show, and some dude was like, "Oh, something NFTs. What's the point of the NFTs?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, the value is that the token is, you know, whoever buys the NFT, the token is theirs, which then sort of like determines that person truly owns the fucking thing, rather than just like owning a fucking picture, or a JPEG or whatever, and being there and being like, okay, whatever. Anyone can download that, but you have the token." The thing with NFTs for me is, like, there's a couple of artists here from MSP Waves or from Palnet that they're pretty good artists in my opinion, but the problem is the fucking NFTs that are like $20,000 or whatever. For fucking
Anarchist points it out. Anarchist points it out really good. NFTs only have value for the value that people see in it. Yeah, and it really is. It's good. Like, it's a sign of a good market when you can have these kind of things that people just want to spend money. Although I have wondered if, kind of like paintings, sometimes people launder money through this, but I don't know if that's possible, because we've seen that happen. Even buying paintings and buying things, a lot of times, if there's any way that people can kind of reduce their tax burden, or some way they can kind of launder their money through it, sometimes people do that. But I mean, overall, I think like there's a market for anything, right? I mean, just like we were saying, like the OnlyFans or whatever, you know, there's a market for whatever kind of thing that you want to put out there and sell, as long as people are willing to buy it. But yeah, I mean, $20,000 for a digital, icon. Maybe it's cool that I have the rights to it, but some of them are nuts. It's just because the person has gained notoriety for being an NFT artist. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Like, as someone who was in a band from like 2008 to 2012, I can understand that as a startup band or as a startup artist, it's really fucking hard to get out there and get your shit to gain enough reputation. At least with NFTs, I think they showcase the people's work, and immediately it's like, oh, this person is a really good artist, so I'm gonna acquire this. But the problem I have with it, for the most part, is not with the NFTs, for example, here on a Hive, because most of them are, decently priced, and they're really good art. The problem I have is like those fucking NFTs that are on like OpenSea or whatever, and it's just like, it's literally like the crypto punks or whatever. It was essentially like pixel characters that someone did, and it was always the same thing. The only thing the guy did was like put a mohawk on one, or put a beard or sunglasses or whatever, and it sells for so much money. And you know what also came along? Squid Game fucking NFTs and shit, and a coin or a token.
Yeah, the token though got destroyed. I don't know. I think that was they were playing red light, green light. Someone made that joke, and I almost died laughing, because it was so funny. Like, well, they were playing red light, green light because of the whole thing in the show, Yeah.
And Mudahar, some ordinary gamers on YouTube, he literally covered that shit, And he just starts the video literally like laughing his ass off, and he's like, this shit like sort of got bumped pretty high, and then within like, I think it was like minutes, hours, something of sorts,
they rug pulled
got
it.
dropped. Yeah, it went from like valuable to literally garbage, like dirt price.
Well, that's on like every project you have to vet before you actually buy the tokens or whatever. Like, don't never just buy tokens and not. I mean, it's kind of like I even bought some. I don't expect much to come out of it, but I bought a little bit of Floki Inu, and I know I've seen people do the Shiba Inu, those kind of things.
Yeah.
But I mean, you at least need to look up what the project is and make sure that they're not gonna just like abandon it for whatever reason.
Like the project that a lot of like celebrities and shit start fucking, putting out there. Like even Steven Seagal was fucking promoting a crypto coin or whatever at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lindsay Lohan was too for some reason.
Yeah,
dude, that was so weird. Lindsay Lohan like
promoted a fucking furry NFT, bro. Oh my god.
Like I didn't even understand it. I was like, why is Lindsay Lohan talking about crypto? And I realized like, oh, she got a huge payday from that. That was what that was. But yeah, like these guys are saying in chat, definitely the mass produced stuff. I really don't like any art. If it's going to be art, if I was going to buy art, it doesn't need to be something that's like mass produced. And a lot of the mass produced kind of thing is just like, some of the dot type characters. I've seen a lot of those in NFTs. Basically, it's sort of a parody of that original. What was there was one of the NFTs that kind of started it all, but it's sort of that pixelated person.
Yeah, crypto punks.
Yeah. So I guess that's where they got it from. But yeah, basically that it's just another CryptoPunk whatever with a different scheme on it, and that's all they do.
Yeah. It's like, exactly. I totally agree with that shit. It's like, if you're doing art, should be, in my opinion, it should be unique. It's just like getting a tattoo. I know a lot of people, this is probably a stupid fucking analogy, but a lot of people get, same tattoos like a fucking crucifix or whatever. It's okay. You do you, boo boo, but the people that truly care about tattoos on their bodies, they go for something that's unique. Like either they draw it or they talk about what they want to the tattoo artist, and the tattoo artist then draws it, shows it to them, and it's like it's a unique drawing, and it's a unique something. It's something unique that's going to go on your skin.
Yeah, like the cool things are like the kind of pieces, like whenever you see people get tattoos, stuff, like with their family, and they get some kind of cool thing or whatever, or they get some kind of cool sleeve with certain things that represent things in their life or whatever. Those kind of things are cool, but like a lot of people just go get a dragon on their back, or women will get like butterflies or other things,
tramp stamps.
Yeah. They'll get just basically really basic things if they're gonna get tattooed on their body. And it's like, if I was gonna actually do it, you want to get something that actually has some sort of meaning to it. It's just,
yeah,
I don't know why you would just waste your time and money to get something that anybody could.
Bro, I have the greatest fucking story, considering we're talking about this shit. So there's this woman that I talk to every now and again, and she used to date this narcissistic fucker, and the guy used to make music and shit, and he used to be fucking manipulative as hell, and eventually at some point the guy literally got a massive fucking tattoo on his back of her. And the thing was, she was essentially the cover for like an album he made, and he basically just got the cover of the album on his back, and it's like his entire fucking back. And well, she dumped his ass, Now he's got like this massive fucking tattoo on his back of her, and it's like, cool, dude, cool. You're smart as fuck.
Yeah, see, those kind of things are terrible whenever people don't know, like, and they just go ahead and get people's names on their arms or whatever. That's just dumb. Like, unless you were sure, then no, don't. Actually, I don't even think, even if you were sure, even if you were already, you've been steady for a while, or you actually even if you get married to them, I don't know that I would do that, just because if something were to happen, it would be terrible.
Yeah, I think relationships, every single relationship, in my opinion, will have a beginning and it will have an end at some point. I think liking somebody, this is a very sort of internal opinion of mine. I think liking somebody is like getting a little bit of a boost of dopamine and shit, and eventually at some point, like it's just like you're playing a new video game. Yeah, this again, I'm not objectifying anybody. But it's kind of like when you're playing a new video game, you're like, oh, dude, this is so cool. It's fresh, it's new, and you're exploring it, you're experimenting with it, you're getting to know the game. But eventually at some point, you're like, I already know like the ups and downs of the game, so I'm going to move on to another game. It doesn't have to be like this for everybody, but at least my experience has been like that for pretty much every person.
I think that's just how a lot of people are trending now, is because they get so bored so easy of it. I mean, there's always, at least for me, it seems like there's always something new to talk about. There's always something new to do. But for some people, they just have such a bland personality that they can't even cope on their own. So that's why a lot of people fail, is because they need someone else to validate them.
Yeah. True.
So
true. That is very true, man. So you want to keep on going with this topic, or we move on to something else?
I don't know which one do you want to.
Let's go for a topic of yours now. Nerd talking about video games.
Well, I figured, since we are gamers, we can talk a little bit about video games. So, but let's just go over kind of some of the games coming up. I mean, Call of Duty Vanguard just launched last night, and I see so much crap coming from it. Like how people are saying that there's a lot of features that have been taken out, and I'm kind of glad. It kind of validates my position that I decided not to buy the game, because I'm like, okay, if they're having all these problems, at least I made a better choice to not buy the game this time.
Yeah. I think it looks kind of like Battlefield 1, but it's just Call of Duty, in my opinion.
Well, but it's worse because they don't even have the big open areas. They just have these small, like, really closed corner maps. And what they decided to do with it is they tried to add, like, destructibility, but it's only limited destructibility. It's not like Battlefield where you can just blow down a building. It's like you can shoot through certain walls. And I'm like, what is the point of that?
Fuck up wooden shit and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's just... It's so bizarre because like there's only certain parts of the map that you can actually you can bust down these wooden parts, and it's like what was the point of that? Why didn't you just make it all destructible or whatever? I don't know what they're doing. They're so lost, and they don't know what they're doing, and they're not actually trying to make games for the people who actually want to play it. I don't think. Anyway.
I think it's for me for many years now. I've seen Call of Duty as like a quick cash grab. Because every year they come out with a new game, or every 2 years or some shit, the new game comes out, and it's always full price, and it's very rare that a game by them comes out with like something really fresh. But then again, you have the piece of shit Bobby Kotick behind fucking Activision Blizzard, the motherfucker who he was a friend of Epstein, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. He was literally on the fucking black book of Epstein, and he literally just like at the end of the year he fucking goes over to the gainings, the earnings, and he yoinks like fucking millions. He's like, yeah, okay, dude. So everybody else is doing the work, and you're just sitting there on your ass, fucking yoinking the millions, huh?
Yeah,
So,
and he only makes like 2 or 3 statements a year talking about like, you know, he had to talk about the whole Blitzchung thing with Blizzard.
dude, I doubt it was him that wrote that shit. To be honest with you,
I don't think it was him, but you know, he probably told the secretary to write what he told him to write. But it's just so ridiculous. Like,
and I think he hired like a fucking company or like a PR company or some shit to take care of that, and it turned out that the company was like fucking dirty or some shit. I don't remember the whole situation, but it was something weird like that.
well, I mean, not just that. You see, like with the lawsuits that are coming their way, they destroyed documents. Like they destroyed documents key to the case, which is terrible when you're in a lawsuit. Like if you destroy documents, honestly, it means you probably have something. They probably have something on you. So I figure that they're probably going to get some kind of charge. It probably won't be anything big, but they'll probably get fined at least. At least they're going to get a fine. But I mean, just look at Activision and Blizzard both are kind of on the downtrend. I mean, Blizzard announcing that Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2 are delayed. Activision isn't really putting out a lot of games. There was a lot of rumors around if they were going to make other, they own some other titles too, like Crash and Spyro. They were rumored to make another Crash and Spyro game, but that didn't even come. They
fucking own Candy Crush, apparently.
Yeah, they own King Games, which makes Candy Crush, but I don't think Candy Crush is making as much money as it used to. I think it still makes fairly good, but I think
probably
they can't.
It's probably making more than Overwatch. Let's be honest here.
I don't know. I don't know if Candy Crush. Well, probably than Overwatch, but I don't know about anything else. I think Warzone is probably the moneymaker for Activision right now. Because Warzone's free to play, and basically they have a bunch of like $20 skins, and that's probably what's their big moneymaker right now.
Yeah, people are pretty stupid about skins. That's true.
And especially they did a lot of event skins. I don't know if you saw, but like with Warzone, they were doing like a lot of event skins for like Judge Dredd and some other characters and stuff in the actual Call of Duty game. So it's like, why would people not spend $20 to get that if they really like that character? So they even had Scream for the Halloween one. So I figured people spent $20 to buy that one too. So it all adds up whenever people do that, and plus they get the battle pass. So even if people pay $10 to get the battle pass, if say they have around 50 million users or whatever, and all of them buy the battle pass, I mean that 50 million times 10 is not nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, as an Overwatch player, I'm just fucking sad about the developments of Overwatch, because it's fucking sad. Because I don't know, man. The game's been so stale for so long, and they just can't fucking figure this shit out. Because like when I was watching,
I wish they'd just add a battle pass, like just kind of like they should just add a battle pass and do it. I mean, even they could even integrate it. They wouldn't even have to do too much. They could still keep kind of the loot box format, but just change it to a battle pass. So like every level you get a loot crate or whatever, and it gives you different stuff, gives you different skins or whatever. But they're just, I don't know, they're just so incompetent lately. It seems like they just don't know where they want to go with it.
The thing I thought was weird was like Jeff Kaplan dropped out of the company at some point, and it was right before this whole thing went down with the lawsuit. It was weird.
Yeah, I think either Kaplan wanted to get out, like either he had been wanting to get out, or he was trying to cover up for the fact that he knew. Either one of the two. Either he knew what was going on, he didn't want to be implicated in it, or he just was wanting out for the longest time, and he just finally had a way to say that.
Yeah. We'll see what the future holds. In 2058, we might see Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, I watched the streamer play Vanguard. It like I told you before. He literally said like, I'm not gonna play this if it's just deathmatch. Does the game have nothing else besides like the multiplayer and the single player?
Well, they have the zombies mode too, but the problem with the zombies mode is it's not even making zombies fans happy with that game now. And this is another reason, like, since I like the zombies mode and I like the round based kind of game, like it's basically like see how many rounds you can get to, and it's on one big map. That would be cool, but they decided to do something different and basically like you have to go to different warp rooms. I don't understand it. Like you have to go through a teleporter to go to some other room, and then you have to survive there. I don't know. It's very bizarre. It's not like what they've done before. And so a lot of people were upset that it wasn't the same thing that they were used to. But yeah, but it does have multiplayer, and it doesn't just have deathmatch. They usually have a lot of different modes. I don't know how many modes they have this time, but they usually have like a big team mode, where it's like bigger maps. They usually have like some different game types where it's like search and destroy, which is like kind of like CS:GO basically. And they usually have a couple of other modes, like domination, where you capture points and stuff like that. But I don't know if maybe they just weren't familiar with how many modes the game has or whatever, or what it may be. But I definitely, I could see how you wouldn't like that game, especially if you're an Overwatch player.
Yeah, I mean, I love one thing about Call of Duty, and it's probably the only thing I'd like about Call of Duty is the fast respawns, because it's just like you die, boom, you're back on, boom, you're back on. So that's kind of cool. But
yeah, except in certain modes, like they're usually usually it's just the more competitive style modes. Like there's one mode where there's a moving point across the map, and that's kind of one where they delay your respawn, but it's only like 4 seconds and you're back. So I mean, you get back in pretty quick. So it's kind of fun to do that, but yeah.
So people are talking about feminism. It's fun. It's funny that people are talking about feminism. That we were talking about earlier, like the diversity. You said that games are going for, at least COD was going for diversity.
Yeah, that's one thing that I noticed. Like with COD Vanguard is like, and I noticed it early on. Obviously, they're marketing the way that they're marketing the game. It's clearly towards like this hyper feminist that thinks that like all the basically that women have to be like a dude to be like a good woman character. I don't understand why, but it's like they have to be the strongest, the best, or whatever. It's the whole thing. So
yeah,
but they did that, and they've got basically they tried to pick like one of every type of person literally to put into a group, and they tried to shoehorn it by saying that, oh, this is a group of heroes from each country, special country or whatever, in that they were going after, basically after the Nazis or whatever. It's so like, it's so dumb. Like they have like basically like a French guy. They have the woman from the Russian woman. They have like a couple of other random characters that are from different areas, and I'm just like, none of it adds up. This isn't World War II. Like,
so I feel like when I was watching the stream, during the starting screen before a match starts, I saw Asians, I saw black dudes, I saw women, I saw white guys. Where's the Muslims though?
Yeah.
I don't think I saw Muslims there.
Well, they did it in Cold War. They were trying to push the whole. They were trying to show like I think they were trying to show like the basically like a Middle Eastern conflict in the middle of like a Vietnam War or whatever. I don't know, some kind of weird thing they were doing. But yeah, it's definitely a corpo thing, as Rondon like kind of says. It's a corpo thing, like where all these corporations, like even when I worked for a corporate before, all these corporations are trying to push this kind of thing to everybody. We need one of every kind of person, and it's like, no, just pick, like, we just need to who we need here, like whoever can work the job, whatever character we need to make for the game. I don't know why that ever went out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah. So I looked at this girl hawk thing that we're talking about. And okay, well, I mean, I took suppositories when I was a kid, and I don't like getting fucked in the ass. I'll just say that. I really don't. It was super annoying. Do you know what suppositories are? Is that a thing in America?
Yes.
Was that it? Okay.
Yes.
Did you ever get any when you were younger?
I think I had to once, and I was very upset, very, very upset.
Yeah. Like, dude, imagine being a kid and you're fucking forced to get what looks like a bullet up your ass. It's like,
yeah, yeah. That was it's literally a scarring experience, because I was like I forget how old I was. I was probably like 8 or 10, like, and just have to deal with that. It's like, oh man, this is the worst thing. And I don't even know that it made me any better than, like, I don't know that it helped that much, because I was still sick.
I don't remember if it got me better or not. What I remember is that, fucking like liquid medicine and shit would basically either do the same job or do a better job. And I didn't get anything up my ass, so fucking keisters and shit. Keisters at a young age. Fucking, oh man, who even invented that shit, man? Like, whoever invented
some kind of nut job, obviously.
Fucking hell, dude.
Somebody who liked butt stuff, obviously.
I mean, nothing wrong with that. If you like butt stuff, it's it's.
Well, I mean, self butt stuff.
Yeah, like, it's all good, but as someone who took suppositories, I can say I do not like butt stuff, and my butt is exit only. So okay, so I got a couple of topics here that I feel like they could be relevant for the times we're sitting in. And I guess we could talk about like the world post-COVID, because I feel like a lot of people here are not really gamers, and they're more into sort of like some of this stuff. And
yeah, definitely we can talk about about COVID.
I was looking at this thing here that I posted, the world post-COVID, and I was wondering, like, if will it be a permanent change, or will it be like a temporary change? What I mean by that is, like, pre-COVID, people were still very sort of, going to their jobs and stuff. The internet was already being very popular and developing a lot of individuals on there making money from like content creation or whatever. But I think COVID really brought up like a lot of shit. When I say shit, I don't mean like everything's bad, but it brought up a lot of like businesses. It brought up a lot of people using the internet to sort of make money. Some of them were cunts who would literally just like sit there and I saw this ad on YouTube. I was literally taking a fucking marketing course, and I saw this video on YouTube, where these guys are like, oh, we basically just grabbed like super cheap products, and we made it like $20 instead of being $3. We made them available on our little e-commerce page for 20. And I'm like, that's so scummy. That's the scummiest fucking thing anybody could do.
I think that what you're talking about is like Shopify drop shipping, like where people do like, see that's the most like scummy kind of thing. But I don't necessarily fault them, but like because I can see like as long as like if someone wants to sell something and they're willing to pay someone else to get something sold, or if someone's willing to buy something and then mark up the price, if someone's gonna pay $20 for something that was $3, then that's honestly they're getting scammed, but they're stupid if they actually did.
I struggle with that one, calling people stupid, because it's one thing is stupidity, the other is ignorance, and sometimes
stupidity and ignorance can kind of go hand in hand sometimes. I mean, depending on the scenario, but some people don't recognize their own ignorance, I guess. And for me, it's like if I don't know, then I'm gonna look it up, right? I mean, that's kind of my nature, and I don't know. Maybe there's a lot of people who aren't like that, but for me, there is a lot of people who are not like that.
You just have to look at Facebook, Twitter, and
the normies. The
people
the normies.
Just go like, "Hey, I just fucking flat Earth," and everybody jumped on. Well, I say everybody, but the fucking ignorance just jumped on board for the flat Earth thing. And I heard even one of the popular guys that sort of like popularized the whole flat Earth bullshit. He literally apologized and he said, like, I was just memeing or whatever the fuck. It's like, you know,
I wouldn't be surprised if it was somebody from 4chan. Like, somebody from 4chan probably did it.
It was an artist. He was like a rapper or some shit. And this dude's like fucking, you know. But the problem is, like, people just jump onto the bandwagon because I feel like.
Are you talking about Kyrie Irving? Kyrie Irving was a basketball player. He joked about that at one point. He was like, I believe in flat Earth, and then all of a sudden people were like, oh no, Rondon thinks flat Earth is real. Oh no.
Yep. That Ron is one of those. But I think it's interesting for some people to jump on board of something like this because you have the life of fucking like boredom. Like your life is stale as fuck. You wake up in the morning, you go to work, or you work from home or whatever. I'm not saying working from home is you know necessarily stale or whatever. It needs to be boring. I think a boring life is a result of you being boring yourself. I don't want to offend anybody, but I think that. But anywho, if you're like living a very stale life, you go, you know, wake up in the morning, take your shower, or you shower like last night or whatever the fuck. You go to work, you work in a cubicle, or you work in a factory. In factory work can be actually fun as fuck, depending on the people that work with you. But it can also be very stale and very dull and boring. But then you come home and you like start looking on the internet and shit. You want to like cause a little bit of impression, or you want to shock or some shit. You know, I feel like that's partly one of the reasons why people jump into these bandwagons. I feel like, I don't know, man. I'm fucking retarded anyway, so what do I know?
Yeah, I mean, like some of these people are just, you know, they're just following a trend, right? Like if they see enough people that'll actually bandwagon behind something. A lot of people are just trend chasers, and not necessarily like even good trends. It's not always like the popular thing that they're even after. They just need something where they can find a group of people who don't think that they're crazy or that they're not interesting. Like honestly, and some people I think they may think that being like sort of crazy or having like crazy opinions makes them an interesting person. I think that they may kind of think that. Getting back to the COVID thing, I guess. Like, I guess thinking about the whole impact that this is going to have. You know, you're talking about the idea of whether this is a temporary change or not. I mean, it depends on what part of the world you live in, but I think that definitely some places are gonna have. It's already had a permanent change, like Australia. I mean, Australia's had it pretty bad. I don't think that they're gonna get back to any state of sort of like normalcy because their government kind of is kind of pushing down on them.
Yeah.
But you know, maybe in somewhere like my state, you know, since I live in the U.S., my state, COVID's basically. I mean, there are people still catching COVID, but most of everything that we're allowed to do everything that we want to do. There's no pass. There's no nothing. A lot of it's just normal.
Been lifted? Like the necessity for a mask been lifted?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have anything. I go to the only places that really harp on that are medical facilities. So if you have to go into any doctor's office, they kind of want you to, but you know, even then some of them are kind of lenient about it.
Right. Okay. Yeah, same thing here. I mean, in the beginning of October, I went to the cafe to buy smokes and shit. And I forgot my mask, and the dude was like, "Oh, we don't require masks anymore. It's been lifted." And I was like, "Oh, thank fucking goodness! I'm tired of wearing it. I like wearing masks, but if it's like a fucking, you know, if it's like a fucking pig mask or like something that truly hides my identity, but like a fucking surgeon mask, unless I'm playing some role as like a doctor or some shit, like fucking playing a character, I'm good, man. I'm good."
Yeah, I mean, I think that it, like I said, I think it's going to depend on where you are in the world and kind of how the people that are kind of above you think. Like there's a lot of places that are going to be impacted permanently, and there's some places where it's just going to be it's almost. I mean, it's already over for a lot of places. I mean, probably you know. For most of the southern states in the U.S., a lot of this is already done. Like Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Texas, all of them are you know basically done with this, and some of them are even going as far as to kind of go push back against it, especially in regards to like companies trying to force people to get the medical procedures with it.
Have you seen the fucking GIF on chat?
Oh, that is terrible. That is frightening. That is actually scary.
It's like a fucking underdeveloped predator. But yeah, the thing was that despite the mask requirement being lifted, I heard that like the people that work in cafes and stuff, they are required to take the vaccine. To work in those cafes, even here, in the land of like the land that's right next to Spain. I don't know if a lot of people might not know what that is, but this is where I live. It's right next to Spain, to the left. And yeah, you know, people are required to take the vaccine to fucking work in cafes and shit. I don't know if I agree with that. Even like cops, and I think it was.
Like in America, there's been a huge, you know, now I don't know if you saw it, but even Biden is pushing down a mandate for any company that has more than 100 employees. It's going to go in effect in January, but you know, it's funny that it's waiting to go in effect till January because that just happens to miss the holiday season. That's kind of funny, but you know. There's already people. There were planes that couldn't fly because there were people who wouldn't, you know, refuse to get the vaccine. There were not just the pilots, you know, that were doing that, but also there've been police officers, there've been firefighters. A lot of them are refusing to get it, and then all of a sudden they have no police officer, no firefighters, and then the city's wondering like what's going on, and it's all because they decided to force it on them.
Yeah, I when we started the show, I talked about that show with Borat and stuff, where they basically would grab the people, and there's one of those people that are involved in like the vaccine and shit, and she's like, take the vaccine, vaccinate yourself, and it's like, I mean, I've been saying this the whole time. Like, if you want to take the vaccine, by all means, go ahead. But I just don't want to be forced to do it if I want to like continue living and fucking either making money or whatever the fuck by working. It's like,
yeah, and there's a huge disagreement with like a lot of people. You know, there's sort of in the circle of thoughts. You know, I won't necessarily go into details on like my personal, the entirety of my personal politics, but a lot of it just boils down to like, I want to be left alone, and I want the government to leave me alone. And like when people like are seeing they're seeing these companies pushing the mandates and stuff like that, and they just think that it's okay, even if it's not necessarily the government doing it. I still think it's wrong, and I think that, you know, everybody should still push back against it. But some of the people think that like, okay, it's not actually the government that's doing it, and they kind of hand wave it, and I'm like, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, it's. I mean, people should be in charge of their own bodies, and I don't know. I don't know if it's like the microchip, microchip. Why do I say like that? Microchip, fucking theory.
It's Bill Gates.
I don't know if I believe that, because the woman that talked about it actually made a good point. Like, you'd need an antenna, you'd need batteries to keep the chip fucking working and shit like that, and probably to go through a needle in the syringe, it probably wouldn't work. But, I mean, then again, it is 2021, you know. Doesn't the human body produce electricity, or do you have to just like fucking go with your hands like that or whatever the fuck to
The human body does have a little bit of natural electricity, but I don't think that it produces very much at all. Like, but I think that's part of the reason that sometimes you know, you get shocked by certain things. I mean, part of that's just your clothes and static, but I don't know if you have a little bit of natural electricity or not. I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, I studied electricity myself, but I'm retarded, so I forgot all of it. I got a shock once when I was working on an electrical panel. I got fucking shocked.
Yeah, I mean, we our brain fires on neurons, which are electrical impulses in there. But I don't know if outside of our brain, the actual brain activity. I know the brain activity is basically electrical, but other than that, I don't know.
Doesn't the nerves aren't the nerves like sort of with electricity as well? Like, they make it work somehow. When you get a prosthetic arm or some shit, you like, there's a connection of the nerves or something. I think this is real. I might be wrong, but I think I've seen this before. Like, they actually connect the nerves and shit, and you actually get like a robotic hand or whatever. And
they're super prototype though. Like, they're not to where we'd actually want them to be. You can't have like a cyber human yet, not yet anyway. But they do have some pretty good prototypes where they they can kind of control them.
I'd probably pull one off like that furry who basically sunk his fucking hands up to his wrists in like fucking with liquid nitrogen. He fucking sunk his fists into like liquid nitrogen so that he could freeze it. And then amputate it so that it could have paws.
That's so dumb. That is so dumb.
Yeah, dude, fucking furries, dude. They're something else.
It's almost like the people who get the like weird like reptile like they get themselves plastic surgery to like bend their head and stuff like that, bend their skull and stuff like that.
Cut their fucking tongues and put like implants on their fucking head so that it looks like they have horns and shit. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they're not hurting anybody, so you know, it's whatever. But
except for themselves, yeah. But I mean, it's like, oh, well, I mean, you know, whatever.
I don't even know if they're hurting themselves. I mean, probably the body adapts to it at some point, I would assume.
I don't know. That's one of the things I get. I guess you'd have to do enough testing, and I don't know if I feel comfortable with like thinking about the idea of like human testing on that kind of stuff. Apparently, we're already testing animal human hybrids, so I don't know if you saw that. No, literally.
Funny you mentioned that shit. There's like this. I watched this video recently about hoaxes and stuff, and there was like this dude who basically it was like, I think it was like Asians or whatever. They sewed the top parts of like a monkey's body to the tail of a fish, and this motherfucker saw that shit and he was like, oh, this is a mermaid. I found a mermaid. He was making bank out of that shit. So, you know, people are very prone to believing things that are then once the hoax becomes revealed, people still don't believe that it's like, people still believe that it's a fucking mermaid.
Yeah, this is actually applicable to you. Look at it's a human pig hybrid, so you know.
They called Alex Jones crazy for saying this. No lie, I thought he was crazy at the time, but over the past 10 months, all this. Let me see if I can put like screen share on this stuff. Entire screen, sure. Don't look at my porn, folks. Oh, it's right in front of my face. Thank goodness. Yeah, so here it is. No lie, I thought he was crazy at the time, but over the past 10 months, all of the stuff he said that sounded crazy is definitely true. The pig embryo was injected with human cells early in its development and grew to be 4 weeks old. Okay, cool, man. That's where I came from. That's actually where I came from. It was just like way back in the day. No, man, but like fucking. What were we talking about again? I'm getting drunk. I'm actually getting drunk. Thank goodness.
Yeah, so we were just talking about, you know, just some of the crazy things that have been happening, especially after the whole COVID thing. And how people are going crazy after all of this.
Let's try to find this. Fucking the protest. Yeah, he has a weapon. Yep, that's it. He has a weapon. There it is.
Oh yeah, the Vito thing where Vito was at the
Vito
was at the Chapelle protest.
Dumb. Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and show.
How the fuck? Okay, there we go. Let me go here. Fucking. I guess we do the screen again. Wow. There we go. Oh shit, that's kind of weird because like it's gonna try to make it so that the thingy does the thingy. You know what I mean?
Does the dingy thingy?
Yeah.
The dingy thingy?
This is the thingy. Okay, there it is.
Why is he breaking my sign? Why is he breaking my sign?
What an aggressive guy, man. He's yelling at them. They're breaking his sign.
Yeah, and then he calls it he's got a weapon. Like, that's...
He's got a weapon. It's a stick. Oh my god.
I like the lady here in a second. The lady here in a second is like, repent!
My weapon.
Listen to her.
I'm not suppressing anything.
We're trying not to have any.
I'm just here to say that jokes are funny, people. Dave Chapelle is a funny guy. I love Dave. I don't know why all the violence. I don't know why all the hate. I just love Dave Chapelle. Dave Chapelle!
Oh my god, man.
They took my stick. My stick. They took it. My side. I need my poster board. It's $2.99. What is that little guy doing?
I like how he had to comment about how much he spent on it. He's like,
oh my goodness, dude. It's like, really?
But that all that was because apparently Dave just decided to make a joke. Like, he literally decided to make a joke, and it was just because it offended those kind of people. And it wasn't even like the weird thing is that it wasn't even that harsh of a joke. He was basically just kind of saying that they don't realize how much of annoying they are, like how annoying these kind of people are.
Exactly, dude. Like, bro, what happened to people? What happened to like us enjoying jokes? I remember I fucking missed those good old days when we used to enjoy jokes about fucking people in wheelchairs and retarded motherfuckers and all that kind of stuff. Like, what happened to those days, man?
And that wasn't even that long ago, man. Like I remember that stuff like when I was a teenager, and that was probably like 10 years ago. But like that's just 10 years, 1 decade, dude, and it's already gone. Like I don't know what happened so fast, like to change that. But
cancel fucking culture and people going like we talked about earlier before the show, like they want the easy way out. They want the easy way out to sort of communities, and they want to be accepted. They want to be validated. I mean, I can empathize a little bit with it, but you can't really expect people to respect you when you have this bitch going like fucking repent, motherfucker, repent. Like, dude, he's just literally he's standing there doing nothing. What are you talking about? Repent.
Well, they literally, the reason she's saying that, it's funny that she says that because they do treat it like a religion. They actually do treat it like it's a freaking religion, and that's where
Christianity or whatever against like gays and stuff.
Like who?
Isn't like the Christianity or whatever the fuck, like some religion fucking against homosexuality and stuff like that. So,
well, I mean it depends like on what type of there's some that are more accepting than others. I mean, I know I've seen like there's different kinds of churches around here, and some of them are more accepting than others. Some of them are basically like that's completely off the books or whatever. Like we can't even let you come here if you want to have that kind of thing. And some of them kind of want to accept those kind of people and try to help them along the way or whatever. And I don't know, it's just weird how some people approach it, but regardless, treating something like so hyper religious makes it go completely insane.
Yeah, I mean, my opinion is just like you have to respect if you want to be respected, period. You can't just expect somebody to respect you if you're gonna fucking yell at their face and fucking go like, oh yeah, you're not going over me, I'm fucking stopping you. It's like, what? Shut the fuck up, and then the media.
I think part of it comes down to, at least with the people who are in these situations, it's that the problem is that a lot of these people have they may have had bad parents, or some of them may have had good parents, but I think overall a lot of them have bad parents. And what I will say is, as someone who's had a bad experience, and as someone who's a parent now, I realize that I have to give a lot of respect to get it. My son will respect me a lot more whenever I give him a little bit more respect and treat him like he's not
Well,
stupid. I guess.
exactly, but you're just basically saying what I said.
I
Like
mean,
reciprocity or whatever, however it's pronounced.
yeah, the
It
reciprocating
needs to
it.
exist. It just needs to exist. Like if you want to be respected, if you want me to respect you as someone who's like part of a minority, as someone who's part of like not the typical fucking white cis male group or whatever, you have to respect me too, because if you don't respect me, how do you want me to respect you?
Well, and to some degree, I think it shows that you don't respect yourself. If you can't respect somebody else, a lot of times it shows that you can't even respect yourself. Because if you can't respect yourself enough to be able to give respect to someone else, then honestly, it just means you're a really weak person, and you don't find yourself strong enough to be able to respect someone and expect them to give respect back.
Mm-hmm. I just, man, I heavily dislike the world we're living in right now, man. And nowadays, it's like, bro, just let live and let be, live and let live. That's how it's said. Fucking live and let live. Just like, if you're not hurting anybody, I'm cool. I don't need to fucking just sit there and be like, oh man, god damn it, oh, you're not the same sexuality that I am. Oh my goodness, man, you're a fucking disgusting person. Like, no, man, I'm not gonna do that. Except if you're a furry, I will judge you very much so. If you're a furry, you shall be judged by me. But if you're not a furry,
By
cool,
most
bro.
people, let's be honest.
I know, right? But if you're not a furry, I'm cool, bro. Like, okay, you want to get fucked in the ass, hey, by all means, hey, freedom, freedom.
But I think a lot of people have lost that concept of just like kind of letting it be. Like a lot of people think that everything is like it's all like they can control everything. I think they're just huge control freaks when it comes down to it. Is like they think that they can control it. Like, oh well, we're gonna make you. And honestly, it reminds me like I don't you probably haven't experienced as much like the culture here in America, but throughout
I
like the
have never
90s.
experienced the culture in America outside of like Twitters and YouTubes and stuff.
Well, but I mean, like I don't know if your your culture where you live was anything like from the 90s to like to the 2000s kind of to now how it's that's played out. Basically, so sort of for us, there was a lot of like in the 90s there was sort of like the stuff with the satanic panic and stuff like this kind of stuff where people were like, if you play video games, you're gonna be a killer and stuff like this kind of stuff and all that kind of stuff with it. But there was that kind of thing, and I think that's part of what this backlash is. But it's just a different religion, to be honest. It's a different kind of religion for people to latch onto. But overall, it's still sort of like the religious thing that people are doing, but it's not an actual like tied to an actual religion.
Yeah,
it's just
so
a
it's
cult.
like a cult, basically. Yeah. Like
but
a cult
we
of a
had
bunch
that
of mofos. Go on.
But we had that whole problem because a lot of these people thought that like they could tell other people what to do, and there were a lot of people who were kind of like I am now and just kind of like live and let live, and some of them have turned into these people that we're seeing now today because they really hated those kind of people, and they kind of let it fester. And for me, yeah, I didn't like that. People told me that Yu-Gi-Oh, I played Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I liked Pokemon and stuff like that. The people telling me that that's of the devil or whatever, that kind of stuff did annoy me, and I really didn't like them for that. But it didn't make me like have this undying hatred like it does for some of them, because some of them they just let it fester, and it was like a bad wound to them that they all of a sudden they just keep bringing up.
I don't know, man. I feel like I was isolated for most of my life, but having somebody to talk about shit, you know, it used to be cool. You know what I mean? Like, it used to be, you can vent to other people, right? And nowadays, I don't know. I feel like people nowadays condense themselves into specific, particular communities, and because of this, they're like stuck within these communities, and they're all like-minded, and they don't progress beyond what they believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that happens like in every kind of aspect. Like, there's a lot of people around here who are like hyper religious, and they don't get outside of that at all, and so they don't know. Whenever someone like swears outside, they gasp, and you know, like someone swearing. Like, to me, it's just I don't think about it. Like, it's you know, I don't like to, you know, especially having a child, I don't like to just go around swearing around him. But, you know, that kind of thing, it doesn't, it's not going to affect me. Like, I don't think anything of it. Like, when someone swears, I'm just, you know, I mean, if they do it around my kid, maybe I say something, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who kind of have this cult of ideas, and they just want to get to their group of people, and they don't challenge themselves. That's what I think it is. A lot of people just don't want to challenge themselves to look at other things.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's like, I don't know. I just want comedy to be like a little bit more free. Like, if somebody makes a fat joke, I'm a fat motherfucker. If somebody makes a fat joke, if the joke is good, I'm like, yeah, dude, I can relate. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you fat phobic piece of shit. Oh, you motherfucker. How dare you make a joke about me being fat? You know? You know, speaking about this, like the 90s, you know, like, you remember the Tamagotchis?
Yes.
I don't remember fucking people saying Tamagotchis were evil or whatever the fuck, but I bet somebody fucking went, like, I mean, if they say that Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh are evil, I'm pretty sure. Like, what about Magic? Why is Magic the Gathering not evil, dude? Like,
it was.
Like,
dude, you don't realize how bad it was. Like, there was a really bad era of like the 90s, and I think that's what a lot of these people fear, is where like the really religious people had a stronghold, and a lot of them would just say, like, they would say everything was the devil. Like, video games were the devil, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, like everything that you could that was fun was the devil, basically. Because, like, how is it capturing all the youth? How are they getting all the youth to play? It must be Satan. It must be devil. Like, and I was just like, Jesus, like, not everything that's popular with the youth is not necessarily just evil or of the devil, especially if it's just some kind of fake character on a card. Like, I don't understand how that. But they went after Magic pretty hard. They went after Dungeons and Dragons. They went after, like, literally everything you can think of. Like, they were not quite as bad as kind of cancel culture now, but it stems a lot from, I think, from the sort of Salem witch trials. And if you know, like, the U.S. history, our country grew out of the Puritans. And the Puritans, basically, that's where, like, the Salem witch trials, and a lot of it birthed a lot of this cancel culture. So we've had it kind of ingrained in us naturally, but it just seems like in the past, like, I don't know, 20 years, that it's been ramped up to 11.
Yeah. What about what was I gonna talk about? I was gonna talk about something. It was supposedly evil as well. I'm drunk, dude. I'm actually legitimately drunk. Okay, so I'm just gonna, speaking of witches and stuff, let's just watch this. It's pretty funny. I fucking love Monty Python, dude.
Monty Python's great.
Ie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem. Ie Jesu Domine, dona eis requiem.
We have found the witch. May we burn her?
How do you know she is a witch?
She looks like one.
Bring her forward.
I'm not a witch. I'm not a witch.
But you are dressed as one.
They dressed me up like this. And this isn't my nose. It's a false one.
Well, we did do the nose
She's not a witch.
and the hat, but she's a witch.
Did you dress her up like this?
No. Yes.
Yeah,
A bit. She has got a wart.
What makes you think she is a witch?
Well, she turned me into a newt.
A newt?
I got better. Burn her anyway!
What? There are ways of telling whether she is a witch.
Are there? What are they? Tell us.
Tell me, what do you do with witches? And what do you burn apart from witches?
4 witches!
Wood. So, why do witches burn?
Because they're made of wood.
Good. So, how do we tell whether she is made
I
of wood?
could take a piss. I'll BRB.
Built a bridge out of her.
Ah, but can you not also make bridges out of stone?
Oh, yeah.
Does a wood sink in water?
No, it floats. It floats. Throw her into the pond.
What also floats in water?
Bread. Apples. Very small rocks. Cider. Great gravy. Cherries. Mud. Churches. Lead. A duck.
Exactly. So, logically,
If she weighs the same as a duck, she's made of wood.
and therefore...
A witch!
Very good, we shall use my larger scales. Right, remove the supports. The fair cop. Who are you, who are so wise in the ways of science?
I am Arthur, King of the Britons.
My liege.
Good Sir Knight, will you come with me to Camelot and join us at the round table?
My liege, I would be honored.
What is your name?
Bedivere, my liege.
Then I dub you Sir Bedivere, Knight of the Round Table.
Man, fucking
pretty
Monty
great.
Python is great. A witch. But yeah, like the whole Salem thing is fucking hilarious. Which, you know, it reminds me of the Inquisition, which is like also hilarious.
Oh yeah, I mean that's like the Spanish were just as bad. But I think like that's kind of like the warlike nature that a lot of people are like even to today. Like I think that's where it's a lot of it's kind of like our human nature that a lot of people are just kind of twisted like that.
It's the necessity for control, essentially. Like, if you didn't believe in the church, which was the most powerful force, I think it was the most powerful force during those times, you were an enemy of the most powerful force during those times. So you were to be put down. You know, imagine if nowadays you're walking, out in the street, you announce that you're you're an atheist, and you're immediately like handcuffed and fucking taken to like some fucking, I don't know, like black box thing to do an MK Ultra type deal shit, you know?
Well, I mean, that it's not really far fetched at this point because, like, especially like with the COVID stuff, whatever.
True, that is true. So I mean, it's just fucking redonkulous. But yeah, conclusion from my end, anyways. I think I didn't watch the fucking Dave Chapelle thing. I just saw the news and I watched the video by Gundam, and I was like, this is stupid. This is just purely stupid.
Well, it's funny because there were far more, like, as far as that goes, there were far more offensive things that have been said, and they didn't get near the backlash. But it's because that was from a little bit of a different era. So, like, I think of like Eminem rapping, and he's one of my favorite rappers, dude. Old Eminem, he said the most offensive things possible, and that's why he became popular. And that's honestly, I liked that version of him better than this, new version of him, kind of so sanitized.
Yeah, he did have like a whole song talking about like the 3 a.m. stuff. I think the fucking
yeah, he is now run on, but old Eminem used to like literally, he was the embodiment of personal liberty and being free. Because he didn't care. The FTC wanted to censor him. They wanted to, fine him. But he literally made a song where he was making jokes about Columbine. And that, that's a terrible like thing that happened, but he made jokes about it. And I don't think that he's wrong for doing, I don't think that he should be punished for doing that. I mean,
didn't he talk about
just because
didn't he have a song about like the whole 3 a.m. thing? I believe that shit popularized the whole 3 a.m. deal. I feel like Eminem fucking popularized.
That was just sort of his standard. Like a lot of times he would make songs about like sort of being like a serial killer or whatever. That's what 3 a.m. was. It was just basically like a pretending to be a serial killer.
It was like the witching hour and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking 3 a.m. is the witching hour, and the ghosts pop out and fucking fuck you in the butt and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, man. I was a kid when he released this song, right? I was a fucking kid. But I do feel like before he released this song, not many people gave it wasn't like a mainstream thing to go for the 3 a.m. Like the 3 a.m. deal was like fucking, it was like just specific to whoever the fuck, like whoever the fuck was into that kind of shit. And then this guy pops out a song talking about, like 3 a.m., Salem, witching hour, whatever the fuck. And all of a sudden I feel like everybody started talking about that shit. I don't even know if that shit popped in the fucking Ouija boards and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of that was just him just being edgy. Like he was just trying to be as edgy as possible to get people interested. And like so some of the stuff he said though, what like on just don't give a F, whatever. He says something, he literally talks about you know, like raping the school swim team or something like that. And so, like jokes like that, they might sound insensitive, they might be bad, but if they're part of like making some of these songs, I don't think that they should be. Oh no, drink! I don't have anything to drink. I'll go get some milk to drink. Drink.
Oh fuck. 2 sips at the same time. Oh. Oh boy. Oh boy. How you doing, gay Briel? How you been, motherfucker? How's Australia in their in your COVID situation?
How's that for you?
Wait, what? What do you? Oh, fucking milk, dude. Hell yeah, brother. You wanna get Gabriel here? He used to participate in my shows and shit. He's an Australian. He's from that country that doesn't exist.
From that prison colony?
I don't know if he wants to join anyways. Maybe not. You didn't know I started a new show? Yeah, man. I wanted to come back to the MSP waves. Not at the moment too baked. Alright. Cool. I'm pretty drunk at this point, to be honest, so I can sympathize. No, but like I believe he made a song like talking about something like that, and it kind of popularized the whole fucking. I don't even remember. I think it was like in the 8 Mile fucking album or some shit.
I don't think it would have been the 8 Mile, wouldn't it? I think it would have probably been the Slim Shady EP. Let's see.
It's been so long, dude, that I don't know. Adrenaline Rush, places to go. Red Game, Spit Shine. I don't know, because the thing about Eminem, you remember, I literally have a fucking Marilyn Manson flag like behind me there and shit. You remember when fucking Eminem used to participate in shows with Marilyn Manson? I used to like that shit. Because when he would do that, I used to be like a massive fan of Marilyn Manson.
Well, speaking of Marilyn Manson, apparently they caught a photo of Marilyn Manson, Kanye West, and Justin Bieber all praying together.
Nah. No way.
It's real.
I mean, where? Proof, picture, or wait, picture, it didn't happen. Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, picture didn't happen. I'm pulling it up now.
He converted to Christianity. Why though? Has it been a bad boy? So just like Osama bin Laden, if you fucking convert to Christianity, you're immediately excused by the government.
Yeah, Gabriel's leaking it too, but yeah. Apparently he's got a Me Too allegation against him too. Like women saying that he...
Dude, bro, literally, I mean, literally,
it's so funny. Like this is the weirdest.
Like
this is the weirdest timeline just because of all this stuff. Because I never would have thought like Marilyn Manson and Kanye West and Justin Bieber all praying together. That's so weird,
dude. Literally anyone who fucking saw it. I mean, I'm not saying that outside of the Howard Stern show, he was like a fucking saint. But in Howard Stern, he would like grope women that wanted to be groped by him, but that was about it.
Well, but I think that some of them are saying now that they didn't want him or whatever. Like they're taking it back.
I think it's this
that's
one.
What a lot of them.
It's literally this one right here. Like
Should I go over there?
Okay.
What? I can be
This
the
chick.
footstool?
Yeah.
Oh, this would be super cool. Okay.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't understand what's going to happen.
You
She's naked, by
Why
the
would
way.
that turn me on?
I don't know that
All
it's
right.
going to turn you on.
All right, get under there. Let me see if it turns me
Okay,
on. All
hold
right. And plus, I get to see you walk around naked. What a body on her, huh, Robin? You got to admit. Why are you saying no?
What? I didn't say no.
Let me see your body.
What are you talking about?
Wow, what a body on you.
Goddamn.
By far, she was the most willing naked girl we ever had in here.
I was scared.
That tongue bath on my feet felt good. Damn, I need some more of that. What?
Funny you mentioned that she's naked and willing because she's in the green room with Marilyn Manson. They're pretty much doing whatever they want.
Okay, you guys next. You guys mind touching my breast with this?
What kind of question is that? I think I'm
like,
short for
okay,
this
hold
one.
up. Okay, one hand, one where? Other hand on the other way? He's like, I think it went like that.
So she's got her titties out. That's dude, how do I fucking pause shit on this?
Like that? Did it pause for you? I was able to pause it
Touching her
myself.
and stuff. She's got her shirt off and they're feeling her and stuff.
Oh, get out. Let me go back there. Marilyn Manson's
weird.
Back there touching her? Why do
But
these
yeah,
guys get
the-
my women?
Pretty much it will.
Get her out of there.
Because they're not married.
I bet that's what it is though. A lot of I've noticed that happening a lot though. That
Ozzy's
there will
married.
be like Me Too allegations after the fact, and a lot of it's like, well, you were there with him at the time. It's like, oh, but I wasn't. I didn't mean to, and I'm like, you had the
There's
opportunity.
Also,
I think they wanted the clout. They really they're
Yep.
they wanted the clout from it, and that's it.
There was a situation when the whole like Me Too movement started popping up. There's a situation with one of the greatest soccer players. Like I'm gonna say soccer because like y'all be Americans and stuff. But there was like a situation with the whole like Cristiano Ronaldo. I fucking hate saying it like that. I'm gonna say it like it's supposed to be said for my language. Cristiano Ronaldo. All right. But he had an allegation against him as well. I feel like every motherfucker who was relatively popular had some shit, going on with this situation when the Me Too movement fucking popped in. It was like this woman basically alleged that he forced himself onto her into the butthole, and
I didn't even know that Ronaldo had allegations against him.
No, he had.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he did. I think he was like purely. I'm not gonna say purely, but the guy's a fucking world figure at this point. But he did have that shit going on. It was mostly happening here in Portugal. The whole allegation and shit. She got a fuck ton of money though, so I guess she got what she wanted. And then there was another one who was an Australian from that movie, fucking of Creek, whatever the fuck it was, Wolf's Creek, I guess. Was it Wolf's Creek?
I don't know.
Yeah, Wolf Creek. It was a movie in 2005, and basically the guy that played the villain, John Jarrett, I guess, I'm assuming, was essentially the dude to thing one. It was even remote.
There was. If it was. Is it one of the Walking Dead? And he got canceled for just all had nothing on him. And
yeah.
They just made it for that. I forget his name.
And this shit happened for not just actors and people who were like fucking, you know, like relatively popular or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? But also video gamers, dude.
Yeah, it was Chris Hardwick. Chris Hardwick had a lot of allegations against him, and then all of a sudden, like they finally did an investigation, and they said that, you know, nothing happened. But it seems so often now that the people will, if that's why a lot of guys are afraid of trying to date people, because they're just like, I don't want to get involved with that, especially rich people. You know, like if they're rich guys, they're like, I don't know how many, you know, if I'm gonna get involved with somebody, I need to like sign three different contracts. Like, we're gonna sign 3 different contracts, and you're gonna agree.
Do you agree to have sex with me or what?
Yeah.
It's like so fucking stupid, man. Like, what the fuck? I mean, don't fucking rape anybody. That's really bad. Don't do it. All right, but except for no, don't rape anybody. Don't do that ever. But like, if somebody agrees to have sex with you at some point in time, and then they go like, "Oh, are you rich now?" Well, I'm gonna fucking say you raped me. Like, what? What the fuck, man?
Well, they have it a lot of times, especially like around here. Sometimes, like if they're girls who are like 16 and there's a guy who's like 18, and they don't really, the parents don't really know that they've been doing anything, and all of a sudden, like, you know, she gets knocked up or whatever, then all of a sudden, I can't help but laugh at Gabriel's comment. Sexual consent smart contracts. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh. But the a lot of girls who are like 16 and they have an 18-year-old boyfriend around here, like if the 18-year-old guy, like, you know, gets her pregnant or whatever, all of a sudden a lot of times they'll basically say, "Oh no, he did this," or whatever. So
yeah,
there've been guys actually go to jail over that, which is crazy.
What a world we're living in, dude. What a fucking world we're living in.
That's funny.
I don't know, man. It's just like, you know, I remember fucking, you know, I remember like the whole deal of Louis C.K. with what was her name again? Joan or some shit.
I don't
He's
remember.
a comedian as well.
But did he not even ask her? Like, he was like, "Hey, is it cool?" And
yeah, can I jerk off in front of you and stuff?
And she's just like, "Okay."
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. I mean, it's
weird. I think Louis C.K. is a really weird dude, but you know, that was, you know, that was a bit much. But you know, if she agreed, then.
I think we're walking into dangerous fucking dangerous waters. Territory, yes. I think this whole situation is fucked up for the most part, because like we as people we have to, first of all, we have the necessity for authorities, because if we didn't, they wouldn't exist. Because, you know, back in the day, I'm pretty sure, like, eventually at some point back in the day, motherfuckers started to realize, well, heaven and hell is not real, and I can just kill whoever the fuck I want, and I'll be fine, right? I'm not sure if this was the reason why authorities were created, but I mean, come on, man, like, fucking hell, that was the way people were, like, controlling one another back in like fucking, you know, in those days. They're like, what are we gonna do? We have nothing else. I mean, I can send you my guards or some shit to fucking arrest you or kill you or whatever, but that's about it, you know. But we did the cancel culture. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hate that we live in a world where we need to get video games and series and movies and shit like that fucking being diversified so that it pleases everybody. I mean, is there anything in this world that is supposed to please everybody? I've never heard anything of this.
Well,
in this
and that's
world
where
supposed to...
that's where a lot of them go wrong. Like a lot of these companies, especially like where they go wrong, is they think that they need to get everybody. Like they think that they need to be available for everyone because then they'll make more money. But they're kind of wrong. There's a lot of people who liked Star Wars before they changed it, and when they started doing all these crazy things with Star Wars, people stopped buying the toys. There were a lot of people who might have bought every single Star Wars toy, every single Star Wars thing, bought like super, mega ultimate things of Star Wars, have the life-size Darth Vader or whatever. People buying all this kind of crazy stuff, but now people don't want to buy this stuff like the way these companies are trying to, tell them that they can't be a fan, and literally sometimes telling them that they can't be a fan of something.
Yeah. I mean, true. Fucking what I hate the most is like cartoons you used to love, and fucking like, I don't know, in general, shit you used to like and you used to love are being changed. Just like DC stuff, Marvel stuff, and all that kind of shit is being changed just because these motherfuckers who need a lot of attention crave for it. It's like, man, can you stop? Can you fucking get a life, please? That would be very appreciated. It's like, dude, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. God damn. What the hell are you talking about, motherfucker? I used to roleplay as a black guy, actually. I actually roleplayed as like a DID character, someone who suffered from dissociative identity disorder. So I had like, it was a way of me making like 3, 4, 5 characters within one.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
And one was a black guy. He like them goddamn stuff, you know what I'm saying? Goddamn young blood, fucking motherfucker. I'ma catch you with your pants down. I'll fucking insert my goddamn thing into you. Goddamn.
That reminds me of like from GTA, like Lamar or whatever. Like, dude, Lamar from GTA is hilarious.
The guy that just doesn't give a fuck about anything else. Just gives a fuck about himself. Yeah. Anywho, we're about to be done. How did you like fucking doing the Maze of Thoughts for the first time, Trey?
Fun, man. Like, it's good to just kind of talk about stuff. Like, a lot of times, like, just talk about whatever, because a lot of times I find that whenever I'm just talking to normies, I guess they just kind of don't get a lot of the stuff that the way that we see it, at least anyway.
That's a really cool thing about MSP Waves. Like, there's a lot of people here that kind of are in the same situations as we are, and we're just like, we're just into the whole Hive stuff and the crypto and whatever. So yeah, I had fun, man. I like you as a host, despite me. All right, I don't like calling people co-hosts, as I said in the beginning. So yeah, man. You're supposed to say that I'm like really nice and stuff for saying that shit.
I was giving the long pause to kind of see. Yeah,
I was kidding.
But yeah, it's been fun, man. I like watching your streams and everything. So keeping up with you playing Overwatch and stuff. It's fun, but I think we've had a good productive podcast here, man.
For sure. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much for joining me. Hopefully, by the way, for anybody listening, we're gonna hopefully get some like peoples to join us in the future. But if you like this format, hey, next week we're back here before LP Fost, and don't forget to stick around for LP Fost's Joculation. He does a lot of comedy and stuff, and yeah, he's a funny motherfucker. So he's also into metal music and punk rock and stuff like that, and I think he also plays video games. I think he plays like boomer video games, but he plays video games. No LP tonight? Well, shit. So what if it's his son's birthday?
But yeah, man, we'll have to come back next week with some good stuff to talk about and have a lot of. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff going on every day. It seems like, so I'm sure we'll get some good material.
Oh yeah. Mario Kart, is that a boomer game? Yes. Anything that has Mario on it is a boomer game. But I'm also a boomer, so it's all good. I'm also a boomer, so it's all good. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for coming on to the show, and appreciate you all. Despite sometimes I know I'm hated around here, or disliked, or whatever the fuck. If I'm not disliked or hated, then I feel like it anyways. But you know, I appreciate everybody that pops into the fucking show and chats and talks, and yeah. And Trey is a newcomer to the MSP Waves, and he's a newcomer to Palnet, but he's a cool dude. And he's got interesting points, and he fucking makes websites and shit, so he's a programmer, like one of you nerds. So, yeah.
And I hope I didn't insult all the people from Europe with that. But yeah, it's been fun. You know, hope to see you guys next week for that.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. See you guys on the next one.
I thought you